Selling your body for sex
is exactly what OnlyFans is.
and selling your body, not
Selling your body for sex and selling your body.
not for sex, are two totally different things. However, a woman should be able to do whatever she wants with her body, just like a man can.
All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another fantastic Skeleton Key video. They're all so good, trust me. Except for that last one where I did kind of make fun of a deformed cat. I mean, I do kind of feel bad about it, but yeah, I mean, it was content at the time. Yeah, so hey, we take L's sometimes, right? We take L's from time to time. But anyway, today, as I'm sure you could tell, and from the recent news that's been spreading all over the place, Kanye West has worn a White Lives Matter shirt. No, I'm joking. That is not what we're talking about today. Instead, we were talking about the other big thing that has been happening recently that's been going around all your favorite news Instagram accounts. And that is that Sneako has been banned from YouTube. Now, if you don't know who Sneako is, I'm pretty sure you saw the first clip. We'll be playing a couple more clips throughout this video just to get a good, idea. Make sure everybody really knows what Sneako is and what he's about, things like that. And yeah, so basically, he's extremely similar to Andrew Tate. Now, I say extremely similar. There are some pretty big differences, but same general talking points, same general views, stuff like that. He's like one of those manosphere people. If you don't really know what that is, I don't really either. I've just heard the word get thrown around a lot. It's kind of like all of these dudes out here on YouTube and TikTok and on things like that, on podcasts who are like, oh, women aren't shit and men are better and, all of this bullshit, right? Now, basically, after Andrew Tate got banned, a lot of people were looking at Sneako and going, oh, look, this is the new Andrew Tate. But at the same time, a lot of other people were like, oh, this dude's also going to get banned like Andrew Tate because it's pretty fucking similar. And yeah, so, let's, without further ado, right, let's go ahead and just take a look at one of his fantastic talking points that definitely ended up getting him banned. So let's go ahead and play the first TikTok.
I think that women should be on top always, no matter what culture. Women should be on top, period.
Period! Why do you want to be on top? On top of what? When you ride, do you want to run countries? Do you want to run an army? Want to go build everything? Do you want to make difficult decisions even when you're on your period? No, you don't want to do any of that. What you want to do is be submissive.
All right, so as we could see, probably not the most based of takes, right? First of all, right, this girl, right, it's Las Vegas, okay? It's Las Vegas, and it's this goddamn It's Complicated channel, or whatever the fuck this thing is, which in itself, I don't personally like this channel. They edit a ton of shit. Nothing you really see on it is like 100% correct. It's really edited heavily to benefit, obviously, the maker of the channel and the view that they are trying to push out onto the world, like the opinion that they're trying to push out. It's really heavily edited for stuff like that. And I don't typically love content like that because it's presented as like, oh, look at all these people who have all these dumbass takes, when really there's a shit ton more people that they interview that don't have super fucking stupid ass sounding takes. And they just cut those out because they're like, oh, well, we can't use these because these are actually reasonable. But this lady here, she's like, oh, I think women should always be on top of everything and blah, 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 right? And that's fine. If you're a woman and you want to say that, that's cool. Even if you're a dude and you want to say, oh, yeah, women should run it all. That's fine, right? That's fine. Especially in the context here where it's like you can kind of tell that this girl is just being a little over the top and a little just like hoorah feminism, right? It's like, it's kind of in that context, so it's not supposed to be taken like literally. Like, I don't think that she actually means, oh yeah, men should just be sent to the fucking gulag and, women will just rise up and do it all. Who the fuck needs men? Like, I don't think she actually meant it like that. But, of course, this absolute genius named Sneako, he just goes ahead and decides, oh, I'm going to fucking break down this point, right? Now, first of all, I think it's a pretty mask-off moment and, a real reveal of his character that the first thing he goes to is sex. He's like, oh, you want to be on top? You mean when you ride? Like, dude, it's a fucking woman. They do more than just fucking sex, okay? Obviously, that's not what she means, all right? I mean, that should be pretty fucking clear to anybody out there. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some, tiny ass, fetus looking kids watching this video because it popped up and they thought, oh, I know who Sneako is. And, you probably have a better take than Sneako. So, keep up with your own takes. Don't follow this dude. That's a solid piece of advice. But, further on, he goes, oh, so women want to build buildings and run an army and run the country and blah, blah, blah. Like, do all this, like, hard shit. Like, oh, it's such a chore, right? And then he goes, and you have to make difficult decisions when you're on your period. It's like, oh, my God, dude. This is the most no bitches down bad thing, like, you've ever fucking heard. This is some incel shit right here. Bringing up a girl's period to, like, discredit her abilities at doing certain things. That is just the biggest L. Like, if you're a dude, please do not do this because, yes, when girls are on their period, they're going to be a little more emotional. Most of them. Not even all of them, but most of them. Because hormones are going crazy. If your hormones were going fucking crazy, you'd be doing some dumbass shit too. Actually, as a dude, your hormones probably are going crazy. Think of fucking puberty, right? That's a good, like, majority of my viewers. So if you're chilling there, your hormones are going fucking crazy. You do some dumbass shit sometimes. If you've ever been on a fight, that's your hormones probably going crazy, doing some dumbass shit. So it's like, just overall a really bad take, right? Just a awful take from this guy. And it's just something that doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, women can do all that shit. And I'm sure some of them do want to do that. And they're going to go out and do that. So, good for them, right? Props to them. Yeah, that's basically it. So, basically groundwork foundation here that we could take from this. Sneako, a little dumb, right? A little dumb. Not really there 100% of the time. And he has some pretty, Andrew Tate-ish takes, right? Pretty similar, like I said. But let's go ahead and take a look at another TikTok.
OnlyFans and prostitution is not the same thing. Selling your body for sex
Is exactly what OnlyFans is.
and selling your body, not
Selling your body for sex and selling your body.
for sex, are two totally different things. However, a woman should be able to do whatever she wants with her body, just like a man can.
Lastly, do you think if prostitution was cheap and accessible, there'd be less rape and sexual violence?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Yes! Oh, my friend said the other thing? No!
Okay, so again, another like women empowerment kind of sort of thing, right? Obviously this lady is pretty pro OnlyFans and, pro sex work and stuff like that. And that's a W, honestly, I'm not even afraid to say it. As a dude, I'm pro women doing this shit. Why the fuck not? I mean, if I wanted to do it, I'd go fucking do it and nobody would say shit to me. So if women want to go do it, why the fuck not, right? Go do that shit. Good for you. So yeah, basically, she's like, oh, OnlyFans and prostitution is a little different, which is true. Prostitution is basically selling sex. Like, you're just straight up saying, hey, pay me and I'll fuck you. That's a little different than, oh, I upload nude pictures of myself, pay, and you get to see them. Don't pay, and you don't get to see them. It's definitely a different concept, for sure. It is nowhere near, like, the same thing at all. Yes, it's the same basic principle behind it, like, ooh, sexual shit, right? And that's really all that they have in common. It's basically two different things. And then the second part is like, oh, well, women, do you think that prostitution could help, you know, decrease rape and sexual assault, which kind of technically maybe. There is obviously a lot of sexual assault and that kind of thing that goes on in these spaces. For example, the porn industry, it's not always great. There's a lot of extorting and stuff like that. And that is probably why her friend said not necessarily, and also why this girl agreed, oh yeah, not necessarily. Because there is bad shit that goes on with that. However, yes, it probably does have, you know, a decent chance of decreasing it for at least a couple people, especially incels, who maybe if they were able to pay, you know, $20 for, you know, like, I don't know, a good fuck, right? So they're not a virgin anymore and don't have that virgin mindset, then maybe, just maybe, they're less likely to go run into some girl in like the fucking club bathroom and just straight up assault her, because that's obviously terrible, right? We don't want that. And yeah, so, you know, that's why it's like a not necessarily. So honestly, this girl, for probably being drunk while she's doing this also, because like I said, this channel, really bad representation of people. But you know, yeah, with her probably under the influence of something, which again is fine. Like, I don't really care about that, but it does have, you know, the ability to make her sound maybe not as educated on a topic that she might even know, you know, a good deal about. And yeah, you know, Sneako just goes along, breaks it down, stupid ass shit, men are better, fuck you, fuck your OnlyFans, fuck your shit like that, you don't deserve to make money, you're a woman. That's basically just what it breaks down to. And, you know, he also probably believes, oh, well, you're a woman, so, you know, fuck prostitution, you should just go fuck guys, because guys are entitled to that, right? Like, absolutely awful fucking takes. And, you know, this is why he's banned. This is why he's banned. It's straight up shit like this. So, yeah, you know, another pretty interesting take. Now, the last few that we've done, or the last two, I guess, we haven't really gotten to a few, but the last two TikToks we've taken a look at has obviously been Sneako versus the women, right? You know, the women, the feminist type people, you know, they're saying some shit, and then Sneako's going, oh, well, actually, fuck that, you know. Fuck that. That's not how it works. Fuck you. You don't actually know how hard it is to be a man, when it's not actually that fucking difficult to be a man, right? You know, you just do your shit, you get it done, and there you fucking go. That's basically being a man. And honestly, it's pretty much the same to be a woman, you know, believe it or not, it's basically the fucking same. But yeah, no, so pretty much he's out here shitting on that. But we have a different one. We have one where he reacts to you know, a very political individual, Caitlyn Bennett, best known for shitting at a high school party in her pants, and then also bringing a gun to that school, to protest, or maybe not that school, but bringing a gun to a school that had been shot up to promote the Second Amendment. So an interesting individual, right? Definitely some pretty crazy takes. Also fairly mask off transphobic and shit like that. That's basically Caitlyn Bennett in a quick rundown. And let's see what Sneako has to say about her, though, because that's what is in this next TikTok.
Why is our opinion not worth as much as yours? I believe something, you believe something, why is that not okay?
So I'm not talking about your opinions. That's not why you're disgusting, ladies. You're disgusting because you yell profanities at people when you don't know them. You go out there and you accuse them of being racist without any proof behind it. And I've been talking to you guys for about 10 minutes now. I still have no proof of your accusations. Why can't anybody who calls me racist give me proof?
I love that silence.
I don't know, we need time to look this up, because it's...
Oh, I'm racist? How, Sway? Tell me.
So you need time to look it up, but you were ready to call me racist when I came up to you.
Yeah, because I've
Shouldn't
seen
you
your
know?
videos before.
Give me what video?
I don't know, I've just seen your videos. I can't...
How's it racist?
Proof of brainwashing. This exposes the bots. It shows that they're brainwashed and plugged in to think that white woman bad, orange man bad, to yell at people in public and not have level 2 to it, because they've been programmed by social media.
We said sorry. I'm sorry. We're disgusting, apparently.
That's pretty much what happened. So, yeah, are you looking it up, finding proof?
No.
Okay, so the
Like, who cares? Like, okay, she's 10. So.
and there they are. There they are. Until they were in the water and I couldn't confront them to yell at me, say F you, I hate you, or whatever. We caught up with them. Wasn't on purpose, we just happened to see them. And that's what your everyday little teenage Democrat supporter thinks and how they act. So, there you go.
So obviously these women here in this circle were probably shouting some bad names or saying some shit to Caitlyn Bennett, which honestly I would too. She's kind of like a meme. And I feel like it would be really funny to have a conversation with her. But yeah, no, they're saying some shit. And I guess Caitlyn Bennett probably turned around. I mean, we don't really have the full context here, so a lot of this is like a probably. But Caitlyn Bennett probably turned around and went, "Oh, you're disgusting people for saying that and calling me a racist." And, you know, fair, right? Because typically, if you're a normal person walking down the street and someone points at you and goes, "You're white, you're racist," you know, you're probably going to be like, "What the fuck?" Like, that's not really chill. You know, that's a pretty broad opinion there. That's a pretty wild fucking accusation to just make when I'm walking down the street. However, in these girls' defense, Caitlyn Bennett is not a normal person walking down the street. She is a very conservative individual who goes to universities, typically very liberal environments, to ask them some questions that are going to trigger them. That's basically what Caitlyn Bennett is about. And so, yeah, you know, she pissed off these ladies because these ladies, most of them, people of color, went ahead and said, "Yeah, Caitlyn Bennett, you're fucking racist." And Caitlyn Bennett said, "Oh, prove it. Give me an instance that I've been racist." Now, I've done my fair share of Caitlyn Bennett watching. I've watched the videos on their own. I've watched commentaries on them. I've watched quite a lot of Caitlyn Bennett, to be honest. And there are definitely times where she has been racist, or at least had racist inclinations behind what she's doing. She might not go out and be mask off, "Oh, I hate black people," but, you know, there's definitely the sentiment there in some instances. And yeah, on top of that, she's just, like I said, not really the best person overall. Not somebody that I particularly agree with. She's a little extreme on a lot of things. And yeah, you know, like I said, pretty transphobic, homophobic, and definitely racist. So, you know, these people do have a good start. Obviously, they don't have the evidence to really back them up, and they're being confronted by somebody who has a camera and a microphone and all this crazy fucking shit behind them. So, like, you're probably gonna be stumbling a little bit because that's just typically how humans work. You get intimidated sometimes, or you get nervous. It takes a pretty, you know, solid person who knows their shit to just walk up and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I have this exact fucking moment that you were racist." Like, nobody's gonna do that. So yeah, Sneako goes ahead and butts in because this is all he does. He just reacts to shit and then says his wild fucking opinion on it, and goes ahead and goes, "Oh, look at these people. They have no idea. And look at them. They're just a bunch of, you know, stupid liberals. They don't know what they're talking about. They just walked up to her and said some crazy shit. And oh, look at this. They don't know. Caitlyn Bennett's based. End of TikTok." That's basically like Sneako's take there. So yeah, not great. It's pretty obvious that Sneako has some wild takes. He's pretty aligned with the right side of politics. Obviously, I'm not going as hard as I could because, you know, I don't really like to talk major politics on my channel. However, ethically, you know, I do like to discuss, you know, like these kinds of things. And Caitlyn Bennett, who is a somewhat unethical person. So, you know, that's really what that boils down to, is just based on sheer, are you a good or bad person? I would label Caitlyn Bennett not a good person, regardless of her political stance. And, you know, same thing with Sneako, really. Same thing with Andrew Tate. Same thing with all of these, you know, people that are getting banned for shit like this. Because obviously YouTube sees it too. It breaks community guidelines. It's not great. And so, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I think Sneako 100% deserved his ban. He kept doing wild shit, just like Andrew Tate was doing, and knew he was going to get banned. He knew this. And yeah, it happened. So, deserved. And yeah, that really wraps up this video. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like. It helps me out tremendously. Same thing if you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.